I just woke up, but I wanted to show you something. So yesterday I went grocery shopping, and so the week before, the Lord surprised me with these beautiful roses. Long story, but I was like, oh my gosh, but they're dying. And I like having flowers next to my bed. It reminds me of him. So before going, I was telling God, like, this time could I please get, like, they had these really pretty orange roses last time I went, but they were like, the color was pretty, but they weren't in good shape. So I'm like, could you please have like flowers that remind me of the flame, because on the Sabbath I light my menorah. I have a 7-branch menorah that I'll light the night of the Sabbath. And so the oil cups that I got are huge. So I'll light it before sundown, and then it's usually still lit by the time I wake up. It's literally my favorite part of the Sabbath, the morning of the Sabbath. I think, like, waking up and seeing it. I'm obsessed with the menorah. Okay, I'm going to show you a picture of the flowers I got. But the flowers I got, when I saw them, they're not roses. But when I saw them, my, like, jaw dropped, because remember, I said, like, Lord, can I have one that reminds me, like, orange, like your flame, like the menorah? Like, I literally squealed when I saw these. Hold on, you'll see why. Look at the flowers I found. And so they're in a pot still. So they're like growing, right? Beautiful. Like they look like flames. I'm getting to the point. Hang on, okay? So the reason why I fell in love with the menorah is because of, like, me finally realizing what it means. So if you go back in Genesis, when creation happened, right? God said, let there be light before the sun, moon, and stars were created. So there was a light that was like the presence of God. I'm gonna tell you why. The Jews know this. Like, they believe this whole time. I feel like Christians usually don't know this. Okay, but think about it. So the table of showbread is a table of faces, or like the table of presence, and it represents us, God's people, the 12 tribes of Israel. So think about Moses and his face shining, okay, when he was in God's presence. So here's the table of showbread. I say this all the time, but this is for people that don't know. You might already know this. So the menorah is over here in the tabernacle, and then the showbread is over here. And this is the only light in the tabernacle or the temple, okay? There's no other light. So the light shines on the table of showbread, right? And the first time, so this year was my first time celebrating Hanukkah, right? I got to see with my own eyes the menorah, like, lit, and then we turned off all the lights in our house, or like in the room, and I got to see my kid's face shining from the light of the menorah. Like, it was so beautiful. Okay, but it represents his presence, right? So now we're gonna go to the Ark of the Covenant. So the Ark of the Covenant, right? Again, the only light that was in the tabernacle was the menorah. So there is a veil, right? There's like light in the incense, kind of like was able to get through the veil, but not, I doubt that there was much light, but nonetheless there was light from the menorah getting through, okay? So when Moses and Aaron, they were doing their stuff before the stuff was sealed in the ark, Aaron's rod was told to be placed by the Ark of the Covenant, not in. So if you know the story, there was like, they were complaining about Aaron, and like, why does he get to do all these things, and like, did God really pick him? So they had everyone bring rods, and they put their name on it, and they put it in the tabernacle, and the one that would bloom was the one, like, God saying, like, I picked this person. So this rod was dead, and it was dead for a long time. It was used to turn the water into blood at the Nile, but it was not blossomed, okay? It didn't bloom. Also, this is an almond branch. So think about it, okay? I got these, but all of these branches were in the tabernacle with the light of the menorah only, okay? And this branch budded, only this one. Yes, it's pointing to resurrection, but it's also pointing to something else. We can bloom in God's presence. Now, creation backs this up, because the plants were created. Look at the order of creation, right? There's let there be light, but then the plants were made before the sun, the moon, the stars. So the only light that the plants were going off of was God's presence. Like, how amazing is that? Okay, there's a reason why I'm telling you all this. Okay, so here's my menorah. It's lit. Obviously, when I went to bed, all my lights were off, okay? And I know flowers do this anyways, but so remember the picture I showed you of my tulips? They were closed, right? They're completely closed. I woke up this morning. They're bloomed. They're so pretty. And tomorrow night is the start of the New Year of Trees, and that's what it's celebrating, Aaron's Rod. Well, kind of. Like, the first thing to bloom in Israel is almond blossom, and that's what Aaron's Rod was made of. So two of them bloomed overnight. This one's kind of, right? But not completely. Like, not only did he get me flowers that literally look like the flame of the menorah, what I asked for. I've been asking, like, Lord, what should I do on the feast of, like, or the New Year for trees? Because how they celebrate is, like, they have like, all the things that are grown in Israel, and they eat it. And, like, yeah, I guess I could, but I was just like, is there something else? Anyways, I had to share, but it was like me literally waking up to Aaron's budded rod in my head. And God knows, like, I'm truly obsessed with the tabernacle and, like, the setup and how it connects to so many different things. Do you know how many times I had to beg for flowers, period? And, like, the fact that not only did he provide flowers and the exact ones that I, like, wanted, the color, they were better than what I wanted. I said, like, orange, like the flame. But also just, like, all those details and how everything came together. I'm telling you, like, God is so good, and he will show you, like, how much he knows you. Truly, start asking him for things. Start asking him for, like, the small things, like, Lord, help me not burn dinner tonight. Or, like, I don't know, but you will be so shocked and amazed of, like, how he'll show up for you. Anyways, I know that was a little long, but I wanted to share. Like, these are so beautiful. Oh my goodness.